हरि ओम्। आपादमौलिपर्यन्तां गुरूणाम् आकृतिं स्मरेति न विघ्नः प्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथः। लक्ष्मीं तनोतु नितरामितरानपेक्षमङ्घ्रिद्वयं निगमशाखिशिखाप्रवालं हैरम्बमम्बुरुहडम्बरचौर्यनिग्रहं विघ्नाद्रिभेदशतधारधुरन्धरन्नः। सर्वेषां स्वागतम्। This is the Saṃskāra video for the third verse. Kadachidekanta upasthitam prabhu. So, in the previous Saṃskāra video, that was for the verse 2, we spoke about karma siddhanta, the way karma goes forward. So there is also the question of why can't we stop doing karma? So for this also there is already a easy answer that we get from Bhagavad Gita itself. Nobody can get away from karma. Nobody can get away from karma phala. So there also Krishna says, I think, third chapter, fourth shloka, I think, yeah. Na karmana manarambhat naishkarmyam purushoshnute nacha sanya sanadeva siddhim samadhi gacchati. So na karmana manarambhat. So we cannot give up actions just because we can't control them. That cannot, but we cannot abstain from doing what is necessary just because we cannot control them. This is a very important clarification that needs to be added. Just because we cannot control it, we are not supposed to abstain from it, or it does not help. Nor can one attain perfection of knowledge by physical renunciation. So karma has to keep happening. We need to get more consciousness of our karmas. So therefore, in the second shloka, when Saumitrina Prishta Udara Buddhina, all that happens, that Nirgas comes into picture, he becomes more conscious. That is, there is acceptance from his end that he doesn't know where he has led, but he still continues his karmas. Karmas cannot be abstained from. So that same thing happens with Rama also. Just because it is a tricky decision, that is whether to punish Sita or whether to, what decision must he take as a husband or that of a king, he cannot abstain from doing it. There has to be some karma and justification goes along with it. Rama has his justification for whatever decision he has taken. But that we cannot abstain from doing it. It is the reason the concept of that comes in our Saṃskāra that is reflected in the third verse, Kadachit ekanta upasthitam prabhum, is nishkama karma. Why? Because when the example or the explanation for the udara buddhi of Lakshmana is given, it is given that way because Saumitri asadita shuddha bhavanaha. He is asadita shuddha bhavanaha. That means nobody can achieve that. Asadita. How has he achieved it then? Through nishkama karma. If he expects something out of his karma, then there are hindrances. Because he will try to tailor or he will try to customize his action as per his expectations. I want so and so, I have so and so expectation from my job, from some work. So my efforts will be tailor-made for them. We work with the expectation of earning a livelihood. Therefore, our efforts are just customized towards earning a livelihood. It does not go beyond that. It does not go in any other direction but that. It is always directed towards that. So therefore, nishkama karma is something that is shown in Lakshmana's character. Asadita shuddha bhavana is. How did he get that Shuddha Bhavana? Asadita Shuddha Bhavana. Nobody has achieved it, but he has. Through selfless service, through Nishkama Karma. This is a very important concept that comes even in Bhagavad Gita, that comes in Sri Rama Gita, but it is not so vividly spoken about in Sri Rama Gita, because this is 62 verses and that is 700 verses. There is a difference. So keeping that in mind, Nishkama Karma is one such concept of Saṃskāra that we have all been told to follow in all the text as an Upadeshas. Wherever we get the Gita's, Nishkama Karma is spoken about, sometimes directly, sometimes metaphorically. So Nishkama Karma is one such concept. The other concept that is not predominantly featured in this verse, but it does come up, is Sadhana Chatushtaya. What is the Sadhana Chatushtaya? There is an eligibility for a seeker. Eligibility for a seeker. Why we are talking about a seeker is because here Lakshmana is the seeker. He wants to know something. He is the seeker. Here seeker is usually associated with knowledge, seeker of knowledge. So Lakshmana, being the seeker of knowledge, he is trying to get some answers. And this Asadita Shuddha Bhavana is a very important eligibility for a seeker. Why? Because for a seeker, it is very clear that he also needs to have some kind of eligibility to understand that particular knowledge. He has to have, he has to self-evaluate himself and ask whether the knowledge that he seeks, is something that he can understand. Never ask a question for which you cannot understand the answer. I ask why day and night happens without having the preliminary knowledge of the solar system. Then the answer that the earth revolves around the sun, and then whatever is the sun rays that earth, which phase receives, that is the day, which doesn't receive the sunlight, that is the night, part. All these things that I will not be able to understand. So there are certain qualities that a seeker must have. In that case, in most of our Shastras, in most of the Vedanta texts, the Sadhana Chatushtaya comes into play. What is the Sadhana Chatushtaya? This is an important quality that a seeker must have. What is that? He should have one Viveka. Second is Vairagya. Third one is Shat Sampatti. And fourth one is Mumukshatva. So what are these things? Viveka in the text pertaining to Vedanta is Viveka is Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka. Understanding what is Nitya, what is Anitya. Here all the manifested things, all the material things is Anitya. Only the knowledge relevant to the nature of Brahman, nature of self, is Nitya. Why? Because Mumukshubhihi, the last part of Sadhana Chatushtaya is Mumukshubhihi, which means the person must be a seeker of Mumukshatva. Mumukshatva means the state of achieving moksha. So, in the traditional sense, the Viveka that one must have to attain moksha is that you need to understand the state of being associated with all the manifested or material things is Anitya, and therefore the state of moksha that one is seeking is Nitya. That is the state of Brahman. So therefore this Viveka is very clearly associated with mumukshutva. Same way, vairagya. Vairagya is necessary for mumukshutva because detachment from anything is what is required to find out the manifestation of self. I cannot be attached to worldly things and then expect to realize myself, right? I have a dirgha ichcha to have a mango, let us say. I can do without it. It is not necessary for me. It is my ichha. And that ichha is making me um, go out of my power to get that and eat it. See what ichha is doing for me. That ichha is actually making me do certain things. So ichha is karma karana that we will see in the further verses. But here what is happening is, it is without that mango, there is no change within me. I mean, even if I eat the mango, don't eat the mango, it is not going to have any change within me. My Atma is going to remain the same. This is what Krishna keeps telling Arjuna in Arjuna Vishada Yoga. He keeps telling him, Atma will, even in the second chapter also, Sankhya Yoga also, he tells the same thing. So, but he takes a long time. He takes 700 verses to understand. Here, what is practically our understanding is that because our end goal is moksha, viveka is with respect to what is nitya and anitya. Because our end is moksha, because our goal is to attain moksha or moksha gnana or tattva bodha, all the different words together. All right. Because these, I want to understand the knowledge of that. Obviously, I need to understand vairagya, or I need to practice vairagya. I should have mastered detachment from everything else to make this my goal. Next comes Shat Sampati. Shat Sampati is with respect to tolerance. Shama, Dama. There are 6 different things like that. Not very important now in the preliminary levels, but in that, it is basically I should be tolerant to the obstacles that I get. Like, for example, for moksha, I need to bring about self-realization. For self-realization, let's say I have to take up sannyasatva. When I'm taking up sannyasatva, what is sannyasa? Sannyasa, I need to bring about a focus within self. So therefore, when I sit for tapas, let us say, let I sit for meditation, then the obstacles are going to be change in weather, change in hotness or coldness. I need to be tolerant towards them because that is not my end goal. These are vignas. These are vignas. My end goal is what? I need to get moksha gnana. Therefore, I need to become tolerant towards them. Because what is moksha gnana? It is knowing that your body is actually not your real self. Stula Sharira is not your Karana Sharira. So therefore, the concept of sadhana chatushtaya can also be changed, customized towards a seeker's needs. Let us say that mumukshatva is what? Seeking mumukshatva, seeking moksha. That is the fourth part of sadhana chatushtaya. Let us say I change that. That is, my end goal has been changed to I want to score in mathematics. I want to be the best in mathematics. I want to understand. I want to be somebody like Srinivasa Ramanujan. So at that point of time, what should be my viveka? My viveka should be to understand what is relevant to the field of mathematics and what is not relevant. Because just the numbers will not help me understand mathematics well. Let's say I'm talking about limits. To understand what is limits, I need to understand what is functions, etc., etc., etc. Different things. if you're talking if you're talking something little more less complicated, let us say the ambition of getting a promotion at work. The ambition of getting a promotion at work, that will be my mumukshatva. That will be my target. I am a seeker of the promotion that is being given in my office, in my job, at my job. At that point of time, what is viveka? I cannot keep doing anything and everything to please or my superiors or get the promotion. Only that makes a difference. Only that which shows that I'm capable of a bigger position, the position that I want to be promoted to, that is relevant. So here viveka is understanding the relevancy of the information. What is relevant to me? If I want to get, let us say, a promotion, then I should show that I have a tolerance for the normal things that usually affect an ordinary worker, because I'm going to go to the next level. I aim to go to the next level of management. I aim to get promoted for that. So therefore, whatever is those small things, let us say now we are talking about management roles, then obviously that person must be able to delegate things rather than do things himself, because nobody in the higher management will actually will sit with the spreadsheets or whatever is the ERPs, enterprise resource planning, whatever is the software that they're using. They will not sit with it. They will ask for certain resources. They will delegate that work. So the person thinking that he will get promoted if he does everybody's work is not going to be able to progress. So he needs to understand what he's aiming for and what does that particular job, that role, what he want to get promoted to, what does that require? So there he needs to understand that if he wants to become a manager, he should know how to manage, not just do work. He should know how to get others to work. He should know how to delegate the work, how to manage teams. Just by doing the same old job that I'm doing right now and getting proficient at it doesn't mean that I'm eligible for a promotion. So this is Viveka. What is relevant, what isn't relevant? Vairagya. There are going to be distractions. There are going to be distractions. When I'm aiming for a promotion, does it make sense to take a vacation because because I feel I've been worked? It doesn't make any sense when I have an aim, when I have a target in front of me. Nothing else must come in my way. It's like Arjuna's target. His the story is that of Mahabharata, where for the first time the Pandavas guru, that is Dronacharya, he wants to find out who is suitable for which kind of shastra, which weapon is are they suitable for. So he asks the Pandavas, he wants to know who is suitable for Dhanurvidya. So therefore he asks the Pandavas to aim at a nest. And then he asks, what do you see? Yudhishthira, he says, I see a nest and I see the tree. And if I hit the nest, then that nest is going to fall, and it's going to fall on an ant hill, and they are going to die. I see so many this thing. He's not concentrating on one particular target that has to be aimed at. He's thinking about everything that is in picture. That is like administration. You have to think about everything. So he was not suitable for Dhanurvidya. Then when it comes to Arjuna, he says, when Dronacharya says, look at the nest. What do you see when he asks a question? Then Arjuna says, I see the nest. You asked me to look at the nest. That is my target. I'm not going to look at anything else. So, Vairagya, obviously, when I'm in this samsara, there are going to be different things that is going to entice me, that is going to provoke me, that is going to divert me. But when I have a particular task, when I have a particular ambition, when I have a particular target ahead of me that I want to achieve, then Vairagya from everything else is extremely important. Vairagya means detachment. I must be able to detach myself from everything else that isn't relevant to achieving my target. Next is Shat Sampatti. Shat Sampatti, there are six Shat Sampatti, six virtues. Shama, Dama, all that it comes, maybe at some point of time we can explore that as well. But this Shat Sampatti is with regard to tolerance. We looked at diversions. Vairagya is to control diversions. Shat Sampatti is to increase your tolerance. Why increase your tolerance? Because just because I want to be the manager, just because I'm able to manage a team, doesn't mean that there are not going to be any obstacles to achieving my target. Let us say I have to complete a task as a group leader. Let us say I have to complete a task and then submit it within a deadline. Somebody, one of my team workers, teammates, he fell ill, so his job is left out. So, like I said, when we think about something like a target, we have to understand something called as learned ignorance. There is a scope of focus within which within which we can control. Beyond that, we are not able to. So any kind of obstacles that comes into effect, we must be able to tolerate it and then sort it out. Only when we tolerate it, we can think about a resolution for that. So the Shat Sampatti is with regard to building tolerance towards any obstacles that we may face. And mumukshatva, basically saying it is a seeker of moksha, but here wanting that promotion more than anything else. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest quality. I cannot be a seeker for something else. That is, I cannot want a promotion because I want a better pay. I cannot want a promotion because I want to buy a car. I cannot want a promotion because I want something else. I should want the promotion because I want the promotion. There is no other explanation for that. I am proficient in whatever I have done. I deserve a promotion. So therefore, the promotion is going to be my primary and the ultimate goal. That is mumukshatva. Moksha must be the utmost, the ulterior motive. Only when I know I want only that, nothing else. Because negotiations come into place, and when you go to a HR, they might say we are not able to push you up to the next level, but we will compensate that with some ESOP or for something better pay or something like that. No, if you want a promotion, if you're working for a promotion, then the promotion must be your only goal. There cannot be anything that can substitute it. So when I want moksha, when I'm working towards moksha, can anything else substitute that moksha? No. So that must be my ultimate goal. Wanting that particular goal, wanting to realize my target, that should be the ultimate thing. So this this may not be shown over here in the third verse immediately, but the attitude of Lakshmana with respect to sadhana chatustaya is very much clear. Why? Because as a seeker, he did not end his thoughts of questioning Rama immediately. He pursued it. He did not immediately question him, but does not end his questioning attitude. He starts up with the philosophical questions. Ultimately, he questions Rama about his decisions. So therefore, here it shows that it shows two qualities. One, not wavering, that is mumukshatva, not wavering from your final answer. I want an answer for this. I know I'm getting the philosophical answers. I got to know about King Raga and I understood the karma. I understood that. Yes, there might be, even though Sita Devi did not do anything directly, there might be some karmas involved. Yes, understood. But what was the reason behind him, that is Ramachandra, taking such a decision? That must be what he's seeking, right? He not directly, obviously, he'll not ask the question directly, but understanding why. And what is his main question? Why am I thinking about a higher power only when I am in trouble? That is the biggest question that he has. So until and unless he gets an answer for that, he is not going to waver. So that is his mumukshatva. And he has that vairagya. He has the udara buddhi. He is not going to get affected. He has the viveka, which is relevant, which is not relevant. So this sadhana chatushtaya is a quality or an eligibility for a seeker that is very much present in Lakshmana. It is shown by his actions, not through words, by his actions. He first asks Rama about a philosophical question, gets answered, and then through all these things, he finds the right opportune movement. That is a very important aspect also. Kadachid ekanta upasthitam prabhum. He could have asked at any point of time. No, he knows that the answer that he wants, he can only get it at this point of time. He understands the opportunity. And then when Rama himself is in a state of nostalgia, thinking about Sita, then he comes and he asks him this question so that he gets his answer. So his action shows sadhana chatushtaya. Further, there are many verses that support this. So these two are important concepts from our samskaras. Sadhana Chatushtaya is very much available in, let us say, Upadesha Sahasri also, you can find it. And there is Vedanta Sara. Most of the Vedanta texts, the Prakarana Granthas, will tell you what a student, what is the quality, eligibility of a student, and how can you know that that person is eligible for that jnana. So this sadhana chatushtaya and nishkama karma, these two are two important concepts that is given to us through our samskaras and is reflected in Sri Rama Gita verse 3. First, we'll end the session. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः प्रतिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यो शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि।